if you listen to For the Love of God, you'll hear all these little nuances that are just part of the phrasing of the melody that give it a color, it gives it a flavor. And one of the interesting things about this song that's kind of seemed to have drifted into folklore is I went through various periods in my life where I was studying all these different thoughts and practices and stuff like that. And there was this really great bookstore in Hollywood that was called the Bodhi Tree. And it was like a metaphysical bookstore with everything in it that you could imagine. And I used to live in this place. I mean, it was so great. It had all these books about spirituality and religion and Eastern philosophies, everything from UFOs to witchcraft to everything. And I just lived there, basically. I read everything I could. And there was this one book that I read that I was inspired by. It was called The Miracle of Fasting by Paul C. Bragg. And it talked a lot about the health benefits and the mental benefits of fasting. So I started experimenting with fasting, and it started out with 1 day a week. And then, and this was just water. Nothing but water fasting, distilled water. And then I started getting into fasting for 10 days, 2 times a year. That's why I basically looked like an upside down question mark with hair. And when I was recording For the Love of God, I had happened to have been in the middle of one of these fasts, you know. And fasting it does interesting things. It sort of purges your body of all sorts of toxins and poisons and everything. So you can have these extremely intense bouts of pain. But then at the same time, you can actually have these feelings of intense euphoria and clarity. I don't know why. All I know is that's what happened. And I think I was on the 6th day of this 10-day fast when I had to record this song. And I don't know if some of the intention or the emotional intention behind the melody was a result of this state of mind that I was in at the time, probably, of course, you know. But I sure was hungry. And when I started doing press for this record, I remember just staying. They said, "Well, what did you do to prepare for the song?" And I said, "Well, I was actually in the middle of a 10-day fast." And very few interviews have gone by since then that I haven't been asked about that. That I prepare in all these weird esoteric ways to record a song, and that I recorded it under a pyramid. Well, that's true too. I had this pyramid. I was really into all this stuff, and I had this pyramid with the exact reduced specs of the Great Pyramid in Egypt hanging over my head. And I was fasting, and I recorded this song, and that's the way it came out. It's fun to do that kind of stuff, and it kind of captures a moment, you know, and it's one of the fun things about recording music and being a musician is to create a moment that you can capture in a piece of music that's a statement of who you were at that time, what were you doing, what was interesting to you, what was important to you, your ideals at the time. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And that I was so fortunate that this song actually became one of the ones that seems to be pointed to in my catalog. So that's For the Love of God, and I'm very grateful for it. Matter of fact, the song is all about gratitude.